All right, here we are with the tote board and the floor pan partially welded in. All right, so here's the tote board. As I mentioned earlier, I cut through both pieces at once. I kind of screwed up because I was using a grinding wheel with a cutoff blade on it. And as you can see up here, there's a small gap. It's because the wheel couldn't get in there. It was a 4-inch cutting wheel. So I couldn't really get in there properly, and I cut too much out of the toe board. And now I got this little piece. So what I'm gonna do is just make a small patch, weld that in. It'll be fine. The rest of this is really solid. You know. I also replaced the piece of the inner rocker here. So this is all new metal up in here, all the way down. And then I took and I moved the flange, just kind of hammer dollied it up onto it. So I had a nice clean fit. And then of course it's just all spot welded. You can kind of see some of this here. Over here we got spot welds that are holding it to the actual forward subframe brace. And then down here for the floor pan, which I finally put in, it's spot welded along the seam here. I just punched a bunch of holes in it with a drill bit, spot welded it, did some spot welds up here. I haven't completed welding it over here yet. What happened is, you know, these are two different manufacturers making these panels. I was running around trying to find this stuff and get it shipped quickly. So I got two different manufacturers. This stamping here, you can see it kind of has a weird angle in it. So it's not real tight into this, and it's really hard to see this with the black EDP coating. This does not really get tight to it. So what I need to do is get a helper here, because I can't reach it. And I need to hammer and dolly these two pieces tight together and massage it so that it's all the way up. As you can see here, it's pretty tight there. You know, I can pull it a little bit back off of it. Obviously, we got the gap for the trans tunnel, which I'm marking up and getting my templates made for right now. I do have it seam welded up here against the seat pan, so it's all nice and ground down, nice and flush. Really good welding there. I broke out the TIG and did it. Sorry, I don't have any other video for that. Bit of a squirrel moment with me sometimes is I just get in the zone, I want to do stuff, and I just zip around and get shit done and forget to either take pictures or videos of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm making my templates for the trans tunnel, right? As we talked about previously, it's got all these holes in it. Somebody punched a hole and tore this metal all up. And then back here, I've got a crack right along here that goes all the way through. You can see it underneath the car. So I'm going to replace this as well. Plus it's pretty crusty. It's not bad, I can keep it, but I'm here doing this, why not fix it? So the problem I have is my roller tool can only do 12.5 inches at one point. So I'm going to be two patches, one back here, one up here. Originally I was going to do it all the way forward as well, and I still might, but I don't think I need to. This is nice strong metal, it's original. There's so much of this car that's been replaced already. I'm trying to keep as much original metal as possible. So what I'll probably do is just make a small patch from here forward up to this point, right? And I didn't want to do that, I talked about it earlier, but you know, you gotta adjust, you gotta go with the flow, right? I could cut it out, but there's really no point in doing so. So I'm just marking all this out here. Don't need to go all the way over. It is about level with this on the other side, so I have a even piece of sheet metal to cut. Kind of see my markings here with a black Sharpie. And then what I'll do is I'll come over here, and I'm still figuring out which sheet metal gauge I need. I believe this is 20 gauge. I gotta break out the mic and check it. If not, I've got some 18 and 16 over here as well. But when I figure out what's the proper metal to be using for it, I'll cut that up. As you can see here, this is only 12.5 inches wide, and it just makes nice complex curves in the metal that you can't do with, you know, an English wheel or anything like that, which I do have, but I can't get that tight of curve on it. So the metal will go in here. I'll try to get this propped up on the bench so that you can see me going through the process of doing this. And obviously it's going to be a little a little weird, and I might wreck a few pieces of the templates because I need to make one side tighter of a radius than the other side because the way the trans tunnel, you know, curves out towards the engine bay. So I'll get to that on the next portion of the video. I'll, like I said, try to record it for you guys. Do a little bit better job of remembering, hey, grab the camera and record this stuff. But that's it. I'll probably do this with the car on its side again, just so it's easier to do this. Access underneath is, you know, I can get to it, but why work on your back when you can sit on a seat? So I'll put the front jig back on and go to town on this. There's enough structure in this car to keep it straight, you know, without crumbling, right? The unibody cars like this, you know, the floor pan is really the strength of the car, but all the braces are still in place for the seat pans. I've got the whole firewall done. It's all solid welded. I've got all the structure in the back here all taken care of. So I think it'll be perfectly fine. You know, this is not a heavy car. In fact, I believe I can tip it over by myself if I really tried. Probably only about 1,200 pounds or so, maybe 14 or 1,600 pounds, just the way it sits. So, well, next time you see it, it'll be on its side.